I'm feeling in a recipe rut, and I've got 2 young kids, as a lot of you guys know, and I feel like slow cooker meals are my best friend. Anything that I can dump into the crock pot, turn it on and leave it, and then have it basically be ready by the end of the night when it's chaotic dinner time, that is just, it's the greatest thing in the world. And so my goal this year is to try to make a slow cooker meal once a week, just to know that every week I have one night where life is just simpler. So I wanted to try some new ones though, because I have a few favorites. I've done some videos on like quick dinner meals, dinner ideas, and I'm talking 15 minutes and less. So if you want to check out some of those videos, I'll link them. But today we're going to try a couple new recipes, some of which you guys recommended, and I'll have every recipe we try linked down below if you want to check it out yourself. So first one we're gonna make is steak bites. So I found this recipe on an Instagram. I think it was Easy Family Recipes, and it looks so easy. It's very few ingredients. I'm not really confident cooking steak. I don't often do it. I don't know that I've ever done it. So this kind of takes the guesswork out of it, and it looks juicy and moist. The only complaint, it's not really a complaint, the only thing I would note is most of my favorite dump and go recipes, I just kind of put everything in. That is the meal. You know what I mean? Maybe have like bread on the side, but like generally that would be the meal. And so with this one, it's the main part of the meal, but you definitely need something with it. So, you know, but it looks really good. So I'm gonna make mashed potatoes later because it's 1 p.m. now when we're starting this, but I'm gonna make mashed potatoes with it and then some sort of veggie on the side. Obviously, you could do instant mashed potatoes to make it fast. You could do frozen veggies to make it quick. But yeah, I'm excited. I need to print out the recipe. So I have my binder that one day will be organized of all my recipes. So I'm going to print this one out and then let's take a closer look, shall we? Okay, well, tried to print it. Can't get the connection to my printer. That's 50% of the time. Anyway, okay, so it calls for top sirloin steak or other cut of steak. And then we're going to cube it up. But then it calls for a packet of au jus gravy mix, a packet of onion soup mix, 4 tablespoons of butter, and then a cup of beef broth. That's it. So easy. So first step is we need to cut the steak into 1-inch bites, discarding any pieces of fat or gristle. I hate the word gristle. It just grosses me out. Well, there's a little more annoying than realizing you don't have one of the ingredients you need. And this was supposed to be easy. So I've got to go to the store and get it. So I'm missing the au jus gravy mix. I ordered it with a Walmart Plus order, I want to say like 2 weeks ago when I originally wanted to make this. Either I just don't know where I put it or they just didn't get it. I don't know. So I'm going to go get that from the store and I'll be right back. But I did get the meat cut up. So I'm going to stick this in the fridge, I think. Yeah, I got to find room for it. All right, we're back. So it says to just place the steak in the bottom of the pan and then cover it with the onion soup mix and then the au jus gravy mix. I don't think I've ever done anything with au jus gravy mix before. I know onion soup mix I've used like in, I use that in meatloaf? Is that what I'm thinking of? Those are in there. And then lastly, we put some pats of butter on top and then we pour the beef broth on top of that and we cook it on low 4 to 6 hours or high. Reading her directions, it sounds like low is the way to go if you can swing it, just because it will most likely stay the most tender. And she did say, of course, you can overcook it and then it gets tougher. So the less time you have to cook it, the better. Although wait, then you'd think high, but I think even still low and slow, baby. So that's what we're gonna do. I also have to say, I usually buy like broth type products in one of those larger containers. And I sometimes forget that you can buy broth in smaller amounts. So this was nice because we only need a cup, which I'm willing to bet is most of this can. Yep, so in it goes. Okay. Alrighty, see you in a few hours. Okay, it's obviously hours later. We ended up splitting this, and by splitting I mean I did the crock pot part and Tyler ended up doing
the mashed potatoes and the
yeah.
Yeah.
Look how good it looks. Oh baby. Have you tried it yet?
No, I haven't, I haven't tried any of it.
So yeah, we put it on the mashed potatoes.
It's pretty good.
That's pretty good. So I did it low for 4 hours. Mm-hmm. And I think that was the key. If we had gone, and then I switched it to like buffet / warm, Because I think if it kept cooking, it would have started to get tougher.
Yeah, the meat's very tender.
That's really good, right?
Especially with the mashed potatoes.
I mean, that's what I was saying. I feel like you can't do this and not have mashed potatoes with it. It's just like the right move. But, and then you make Brussels sprouts. Do you have a recipe for this?
I think so, on my website.
We can link below. Because it has balsamic in it. It is... Like, when I think about Brussels sprouts, I think about yours and my mouth waters. Anyway.
Anybody who says they don't like Brussels sprouts,
You should try.
you got to try these. I feel like I've converted a lot of people.
You converted me. I didn't really care about them until these. And now I love all forms of them.
So good.
Anyway, so I would give this out of 10.
7.5.
I was thinking 8. And my reasoning is because it is so easy. It is so easy. I mean, you literally, I just went...
Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah.
Turned it on. There was no anything else. Of course, the mashed potatoes. And, I mean, the work you did was the real work today. But...
This is very good, though.
It's very good. And something different. We don't often eat this kind of food, and it's just something different.
I went a little heavy on the salt and pepper, too, and I think that helps. I finished it all. Like, I put salt and pepper, obviously, but then I finished it with salt and pepper, too. I think it made a difference.
Yeah.
It's really good.
So, we both approve. I will link the steak bites recipe below. I'll see you in a week. And we will try another recipe. By a week, I mean like 2 seconds for you. Bye. It's honestly, it's like 2 weeks after the first recipe. So we're going to try another quick slow cooker meal. This one is chicken Alfredo. I have to say, fettuccine Alfredo type dishes. I should just say Alfredo because the pasta shape doesn't matter to me. Pinocchio's drinking water. Oh, wait, Pinocchio. Now he's making sure every morsel of food from breakfast is cleaned out of the other bowl. I love Alfredo pasta dishes, but I never make it at home. The only time I've ever had it not in a restaurant is when my sister-in-law makes it, and hers is so good. But this is a super easy crockpot version, obviously. So it calls for chicken breast. Oh, only a pound? Ooh, I got way more than a pound. Oh, no, I didn't. I got 1.35 pounds. Why did it just feels heavy. 4 ounces of cream cheese, some unsalted butter, garlic, salt, pepper. And then the only other things are heavy cream, chicken broth, Parmesan cheese, and of course, pasta. So this is one of those general dump and go all-in-one meals. But at the very end, like before, like 30 minutes before you're ready to eat, you would add in the last few ingredients, the pasta, the Parmesan cheese. I guess that's it. So, should be really easy. I hope it is really good. I will say, I think dishes like this sometimes tend to need a little bit more salt and garlic. I'll hold off on doing too much salt because you can add that at the end. You can't remove salt. But I will probably, it calls for 3 garlic cloves. I might do a little bit more than that because sometimes dishes like this can end up not having a lot of flavor. I might be wrong. We're going to see. But yeah, I'll link this recipe below, of course. Let's get started. Is it weird to see me making dinner but drinking coffee? It's like 11 a.m. The beauty of the crock pot meal, baby. Alrighty, so we've got what we need. We've got our chicken, some unsalted butter. I do need to cube up, and we only need like half that. I think we only need half of this as well. This is 8 ounces, so gonna have some cream cheese left over. I should get some bagels or something to use that with. Got our garlic. We've had this pot forever, by the way, and I love it. But the lid, I dropped it and it broke. So now it's just I mean, it works totally the way it is, but I just love this little terracotta pot. And then we've got our salt and pepper, of course. So basically, we're just gonna add everything to the crock pot all the way through the chicken broth. So we're only leaving out the last 2 items. I don't know, I thought I was recording and then I wasn't. So first of all, I will get questions about the crock pot I have. I can link below the version of this that's currently being sold. It's actually a little bit better. But we've had this one a while. It was an investment. It's all clad, but it can sear or like brown your meat before you like turn it to the slow cooker mode, which I love. And this part is dishwasher safe as well. So that is amazing. The heating element is separate. So it's just one of those very well thought out pots. Okay. I also thought I was recording, like I said. I got this lid holder for your slow cooker on Amazon, but it doesn't actually fit. So that's a bummer. I'm gonna return it. I saw some other versions that I think will work. I didn't even think about the lip. Let me just show you. The lip of my slow cooker is too thick, so it doesn't actually fit down in it the way it needs to. So I'm gonna see if I can find one that goes like down into it. But then you can just kind of have your lid hanging on the side, because I'm usually like, you know, it's dripping wet from condensation or whatever, and I'm like having to stick it in the sink or out of the way, but then I'm always putting it back on. And so having some kind of lid holder is gonna be a game changer. All right, let's get started on this meal for real now. All right, doesn't look super appetizing yet, but I'm sure in the next few seconds, i.e. 4 to 6 hours, it will look really yummy. All right, so we've got like 20 more minutes, but I've got the pasta in there, I've shredded the chicken, and then added the Parmesan cheese. We'll see how it is. I did a little taste test and it was pretty good. It is done. I need to turn it off of high. I did end up adding a little bit more chicken broth just because it felt like it was kind of burning on the bottom, and I needed a little more liquid to, I felt I need a little more liquid to boil the pasta a little bit better. So that looks pretty good. We're gonna try it. All right, it is super hot. We're up to sit down together as a family, so I figured I'd do a quick taste test without burning the roof of my mouth. I have burned my tongue like twice this week because I couldn't wait for food that was done. Tyler, I think you were a witness both times I burned my tongue. I'm an idiot. Ooh, that's good. That's really good. I might add a little bit more black pepper, maybe a little more salt, but not too much. I'm glad I added the extra couple garlic cloves. That is crazy good. And because the chicken, I shredded it, and I mean, that's what it says to do. It almost has the texture of tuna salad. And I can't explain it other than that. You either know what I mean or you don't, but in a good way. This is really good. Really good. And I feel like I did penne pasta, but you could totally do, I mean, I feel like you could totally do a fettuccine if you really wanted it to be more kind of classic like that. But yeah, this is good. I'm excited to see what Tyler. I would say if I were rating it, I like this better than the steak bites. So if I rated the steak bites, what did I rate the steak bites? Like 7.5? You guys are probably screaming it because you just saw it in the video, but it was a few weeks ago for me. I like this better. So I may need to grade this on a curve and adjust my rating for that. I would give this an 8 of 10. It's so good. It's so easy.
That was really
What'd you
good.
think?
8 out of 10. I did add some more pepper, and then I added some of the red pepper flakes, and that, for me, made it, but it was really good.
It was really good.
And we have enough for leftovers, too, so that's going to be some awesome lunches, too.
Yep, and then the other thing I did write on my recipe so we know, because we will make this again.
Yeah.
Add peas or carrots or both, just like a
Yes.
frozen bag of peas to it. The texture would be just right.
Yeah.
Add a little bit of veggie to it because, you know, it was pretty heavy as it was, but it was, I mean, 8 out of 10, maybe 8.5 out of 10 for me.
Yeah.
Would make again.
8. There's a joke there. I don't know.
Oh, okay. So there you have it on that one.
It just threw you off. You just couldn't possibly.
Okay, bye. Meal number 3. Tonight we are making teriyaki meatball ramen. This is the one out of all 3 of these meals I've been the most excited to make. So I'm excited to give it a try. This is a recipe from another YouTuber and Instagrammer that makes me laugh so hard. Her name is Kate Koska. I will link her YouTube channel and her Instagram, but that's how I saw it on her Instagram. So she's got, I want to say a reel showing her making this, which is what inspired me to want to try it because it looks so good. But she also has the recipe over there. So I'll link all that you would need below. But I did message her because we got to meet her in Disney and she was just so lovely. I messaged her for the actual recipe, so I printed it out. The hardest thing to find was this calls for chicken meatballs. I have a strong suspicion you could use any kind of meatball you would like, probably as long as it's not like the Italian flavor because that wouldn't really go with all this. But we did find some chicken meatballs from Costco the other day, so perfect. But it's got carrots, onion, bell pepper, and garlic, but then it's got ramen noodles, the chicken meatballs, and then it's got Japanese barbecue sauce, which is so good. You could also, she said, use teriyaki sauce, and I have a feeling both would be good, but I want to use the Japanese barbecue sauce because we actually have it, and it is so tasty, and it's something new we discovered that I'm like, oh my gosh. So that's what we're going to do. There's a couple of other spices and stuff, but it actually only has to cook on low for 3 to 4 hours or on high for 2 to 3. So it's actually later in the day. It's like 3 p.m. I'm going to do it on high so that it's ready by like 6-ish. But I do know that the last 30 minutes before you serve it is when you add the noodles. So I need to like set a timer for that. All right, I think I've gathered everything. These are the chicken meatballs we found at Costco. I'll probably just use, there's like 2 packs in there. So I'll probably just use one of the packs. We've had these before. They are so good. They're a great quick lunch as well, like with some 90-second rice. Really tasty and really good with the Japanese barbecue sauce in question. They have other versions of this. I know a lot of people have heard of it, but if you haven't, There's like a miso version, a yuzu version. I think there's a gluten-free version. So I've seen like 5 or 6 in the store. So tasty. Very similar to like the bulgogi sauce we've made. I mean, very similar, which is great because it's already pre-made. But I went and did what Kate did. I just got the kind of cut up or julienne carrots just to make life a little easier. So I need to dice the onion and dice the bell pepper. This is the ramen I went with. We've had this before. You could also get just like if you have the ramen in the packages at home. I could not find them individually. You can only get like a pack of 12 and I really didn't want a big pack. So I went this route. And I think this was like $2.50 and you get 3 little bunches of them. I'll probably use like 2 of the bunches today because I think, yeah, calls for 2 packets of them and I feel like that's probably similar amounts. I don't know. We'll have to see. Okay, I am not measuring. I'd rather have more veggies and stuff than less, so we're just putting it all in. All right, I just gave it a little stir. It is smelling so good already. And I just realized I have not turned it on yet. So let me do that. So we want it on high for, yeah, we'll say 3 hours. All right. Cannot wait. I literally got back in from a run because it's like 75 degrees out in March when I'm filming this. And that's insane. So I was like, I've got to do something outside. But I came back. This had only been on for, well, maybe almost 2 hours and it is done. Like it is definitely done. So I turned it off onto just like warm. I'm gonna add, well, I did that like a few minutes ago, but honestly, I'm gonna turn it back up, add the ramen noodles. I think I'm gonna add 2 of these packs because it comes, like I said, with 3. So I'm gonna add 2 and then we can eat. This turned out to be the quickest Crockpot meal for sure, just based on the fact that like it just cooked so fast. I think you could do this not even in a Crockpot, just do it in a stock pot on, you know, low medium and it would cook really quickly. So you don't even have to do it in a slow cooker, I guess. But we are gonna go ahead and add that. Yeah, I think 1 more. I might add a little bit more of the beef broth because I have a little bit more and I don't really use beef broth in a lot. I feel like generally a lot of the recipes we make call for like veggie or chicken stock or broth. So anyway, I might add a little bit more just to make sure there's enough liquid to kind of get these soft and then it's gonna be ready to go. Alrighty, dinner time. This looks and smells incredible. Tyler just came in the house and was like, oh my gosh, it smells so good. It really does. All right, fantastic angle and lighting. Let's find out if this is any good. It is very good. Very, very good. The chicken meatballs, man, like if you find a good chicken meatball, like I said, Costco always has the Amy Lou brand. I struggle to find them in like other grocery stores. So let me know if you found them in other grocery stores, where did you find them? Because I couldn't find them in the freezer section. I kind of looked near like tofu and things like that thinking maybe, but anyway, out of the 3 we've made this week, this was definitely my favorite. It made a lot, so we've definitely got plenty left over. I am glad I added the extra beef broth because with the amount of ramen I added, I feel like it definitely needed a little bit and it soaked it up really quickly. So I don't know what my ranking has been, but this one would take the cake. I would give this, with the really good chicken sausage, I would give it a 9 out of, I mean, that seems high, but I don't know, 8.5 out of 10. It's really good. So I hope you guys enjoyed this quick little sojourn through 3 different, well, I don't know how quick it ended up being, but doing 3 different new recipes. If you like this style of video, let me know. I would love to do this more often. I'll link some of my quick weeknight dinner videos that I've done in the past down below. I know I did one where it was like 3 ingredients and less, or 3 ingredients only, and they're some of our favorite recipes. They're that easy. And then another one I did was 20 minutes or less recipes that are some of our faves. So I'll link those videos below. I love you guys and thanks for watching. Bye.